Actually, I asked Mel to present this award to me for a reason, because when I couldn't get sober, he told me not to give up hope, and he urged me to find my faith. It didn't have to be his or anyone else's as long as it was rooted in forgiveness. And I couldn't get hired, so he cast me in the lead of a movie that was actually developed for him, and he kept a roof over my head, and he kept food on the table. And most importantly, he said that if I accepted responsibility for my wrongdoings, and if I embraced that part of my soul that was ugly, hugging the cactus, he calls it, he said that if I hugged the cactus long enough, I'd become a man of some humility, and that my life would take on a new meaning. And I did, and it worked. All he asked in return was that someday I help the next guy in some small way.
It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghastly problems.
You are saying that it's not that difficult?
No. What's hard is to decide.
I think it's great to be in full possession of what you would call supreme confidence, and then see what happens if you don't hold on to it so hard, because it's great, but it is a bit of an illusion, because like everything else, it's always changing. And every day, the reset button, the space bar gets pressed, and it's like, now what? Sometimes you can only think about further, because you gotta get downfield. Other times, you're thinking, hey, this is my moment to run, and I need a little help and a little approval, and I need a little leeway. But that's any creative endeavor.
It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable. Actually, just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely. And that's what I never did. I never gave up.
It's just incredible. Our culture never encourages taking a break, never encourages saying, don't chase that thing because you've got it in your hands. And I love the idea that if you're good at what you do, it doesn't matter when you decide to pick up the mantle again.
What's humbling is to have to live your life for some reason that is yet to be explained to me by God in such a public way, when so much of it is so humiliating and embarrassing. So by the time I got into prison, it wasn't like, wow, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. You know, it was an extension of things being miserable.
See clearly, even if your vision is going. And it's difficult because I feel like we all just get buffeted by feelings and ego or fears or little chips of resentments or intuitions that are tied to something maybe higher but you think is out of your reach. So I ran those 6 or 8 lines I had 1,000 times, lying in bed over and 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 over again. So the next day I was free to enjoy myself and not be struggling to wonder what it was I was supposed to be doing. And then that's what it is. It was just, it was one little mosaic after the next. It's just that thing of no matter what you think, the tides are changing quickly.
If you don't do the time will do you. This is the biggest problem is, I was raised particularly in a generation that wanted to be cool. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you, if you ask the people who know me real well, and I think I'm one of them now, is I'm not cool and I don't want to be anymore.
Even though he has a whole lot of money, even though he's played black people, even though he's Iron Man, dude, here's the deal. He's still nice. My daughter is 4 years old. 4 years old, and she says, Daddy, don't you know Iron Man? Can't you hook it up? It's my birthday. And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, of course I know him. What you need? Can he come to my birthday? Can you make it happen, Daddy? And I was like, yeah, why not? And this is at his height. This is when everything is going. And I text him, and I said, listen, man, my daughter, You know, she loves Iron Man. If you got time, you know what I'm saying, you know, if you stop by, and this is the day before her birthday. It's Saturday. Sunday is the birthday. He texts back, he says, is 12 o'clock noon good? And I'm thinking, oh, that's just some, you know, he probably too big.
Smile. Though your heart is aching, smile. Even though it's breaking. When there aren't clouds in the sky, you'll get by.